Hello students, welcome to Prudence Coaching English class. Today we are here to discuss the remaining part of the poem The Heart of the Tree by Henry Cuyler Bunner. Previously we have discussed about the poem and the poet, the background of the poem, and line by line explanation of each of the stanzas along with word notes and paraphrase. Today we are here to discuss the summary of the poem, the theme of the poem, justification of the title, used figure of speeches, form and style, rhyming scheme, and the question answer part 1. So let's get started. Now we are going to discuss about the summary of the poem. This summary will let you write the question answers from this poem very beautifully. Let's discuss the summary. The poem depicts the numerous benefits of planting a tree. It comments on the relevance and importance of trees in the modern times. A tree is a friend of the environment, a home to many. It offers cool shade and brings rain. The place where it stands is akin to heaven, as it shelters birds. One can hear their sweet songs in twilight. So one who plants a tree creates a congenial atmosphere to all around in which there is peace, comfort, beauty, music and harmony. Trees are the glory of the plains and depicted as the rich heritage of the forest. Planting a tree is working for the welfare of mankind. He who plants a tree is one who plants a new nation which ensures peace and prosperity in the whole world. Planting a tree allows us to act as an agent of God's blessings and also enables us to bless the world in a godlike manner by creating a better future for our generations to come. So that is the summary of the poem. Now we are going to discuss the theme of the poem. That is, the main theme of the poem, The Heart of the Tree, is afforestation. The random and reckless cutting down of trees leads to the huge loss of our environment. The tree proves to be large-hearted as it benefits all and sundry. It has the ability to form the congenial atmosphere. Being a friend of sun and sky, it creates beauty around. The poet wants the readers to realize the need for planting trees. The poet also says that planting trees showers God's blessings on us. One who plants a tree, in fact, plants growth and development of his country. He plants a new nation which ensures peace and prosperity in the whole world, which means from sea to sea. Thus, planting a tree, according to the poet, has ecological, social, and economic benefits. So that is the theme of the poem. Now, we are going to discuss about the title of the poem. Students, from this chapter, this title of the poem is very much important. So prepare this very beautifully or very skillfully. In this poem, the tree is compared to the human heart. Just like heart is an important organ for the survival of humans, just like that the tree who has not got the heart as an organ, but it plays the best role of it by explaining its beauty and benefit in the poem, not only for humans but also for animals and birds. Tree serves as living legacy to the future generation. Nation's growth is dependent on the growth of the trees. So that is about the title of the poem. Now we'll justify it. Hence, we can conclude that The Heart of the Tree is an appropriate title given to the poem. So that is about the justification of the title. Now we'll move next. That is the used figure of speeches. Students, from a poem, the uses of figure of speech plays a major role, and in our exam even we have to answer about which figure of speeches has been used in the sentences or the phrases. So let's start it. First of all, we will know about refrain. A refrain is a line or group of lines that regularly repeat, usually at the end of a stanza in a poem or at the end of a verse in a song. So that is the refrain, the first figure of speeches, and it is used in the line, what does he plant who plants a tree? So there is a question mark. So in each of the stanza, in the beginning lines, we will find this line. So this is a kind of refrain. Now the next one is metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or an action in a way that is not literally true but helps explain an idea or make a comparison. Such as in the line, such as a friend of sun and sky. So it's impossible to make a friend of sun and sky, but here it is being used in the form of a metaphor. Then the flag of bridges free, the forest heritage, the harvest of coming age, all these are the examples of metaphor that is being used in this poem. Next we'll go for the next, that is alliteration. Alliteration is a term to describe a literary device in which a series of words begin with the same consonant sound. Now we'll move to which lines alliteration has been used. So in the lines, he plants a tree of sun and sky. You can see here S and S has been used double, or this is being repeated. So now the next line, that is in housed and happy twilight heart. So here consonant sound H has been repeated. So these are the examples of alliteration. Next there is the next alliteration such as and years that fade and flash again. So F, consonant sound F has been repeated. He plants a home to heaven and I. So here home and heaven, all these are the consonant sound H. So these are the examples of alliteration. Next there is imagery. Now we first know about the imagery. What is the imagery is? Now imagery means imagery can be defined as a writer's or speaker's use of words or figures of speech to create a vivid mental picture or physical sensation. Now you know the visual imagery. That means the imagery which gives us the visual sensation. That is the shaft of beauty, towering high, the flag of bridges free. So all these phrases are telling us about the visual imagery, because we have to feel these senses. You have to feel this image of these kinds of phrases, and after feeling it we can find it suitable for the use. That means we have to visualize these type of phrases in front of us. So that's why these are the visual imageries. Next there is the auditory imagery. That means which creates a kind of audio or which can be heard, such as that for song and mother croon of bird. So the croons or the humming sounds of the birds can be heard. So that's why these are the auditory imagery. Now we'll know about the form and style of the poem. So that is very much important for the poem. Even in the exam we have to know about, we have to answer about the forms and styles of the poem. That means a particular question can ask about that which style has been followed in the poem, or what is the form of the poetry. So these are the important questions, so you have to read this about also. Form. The poet has been written in a conversation form. All the three stanzas of the poem, The Heart of the Tree, starts with a refrain, with the poet asking about what the man actually plants, who plants a tree. Then he chooses to reply it by himself and shows what a tree means to the mankind and to the nature, thus providing how great that man is. Now we'll discuss the style of the poem. The poem has been written in the 3 9-line stanzas. So each of these stanza are composed of 9 lines. The lines have been written in iambic tetrameter. So tetrameter means, iambic means a nice lyric food which has an and stressed syllable followed by a stressed one. That means iambic means a. Now we are going to discuss about the style of the poem. The poem has been written in 3 9-line stanzas. That means each of these 3 stanzas are composed of 9 lines. The lines have been written in iambic tetrameter. Iambic means a disyllabic foot which has an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed one. Now we'll move next. That is the rhyming scheme. That is very much important, students. The poet has maintained the ABCCDA rhyming scheme throughout the poem. Students, you will look at the end of each of the line and you will just mix up this rhyming scheme. That means after looking at each of the last word of each of the stanzas, you will find that this rhyming scheme had been followed. Now we'll know about the important question answers from this poem. This is part 1. We'll discuss the part 1, part 2 later. Here, some part of the first stanza has been given here. It is followed by the 16 marks question that are suitable for your exam. So these questions are going to be very much important for your students, for you. So prepare this question answer very skillfully. The first one is, how is a tree a friend of the sun and the sky? It composed 3 marks. It is followed by the next questions that are, B. What is meant by shaft of beauty? What is compared to the shaft? It contains 3 marks. C. Why does the poet say flag of bridges free? It has 3 marks as well. D. Who does the tree provide a home? It also 3 marks. Number 5 or E. What is the impact of beginning the poem with a question? What is the figure of speech used here? It has 4 marks. So students, you can see we have chosen the selected questions. So these are going to be very much important for your exam. Now we will give you the perfect answers. A. Trees are depicted as a friend of the sun and the sky because they help in maintaining stability in the ecosystem. It utilizes the sun rays and maintains moisture in the atmosphere. Now the next question, B. Shaft of beauty means beam of beauty or a ray of light. Next, the next question. The tree which grows high with its long narrow stem is compared to the shaft. C. The poet uses the expression flag of bridges free to refer to the tall trees that stand erect just like flag that flutters in the breeze. This signifies that trees are a friend of nature. Now the next question, D. Trees are home to the numerous birds who build their nests on the trees close to heaven or near to the sky. Now the next, C. The impact of beginning a stanza with a question is to create curiosity and eagerness in the reader's mind to know more about the poem. The poet has used it purposefully and cleverly before every stanza. Now the next part of this question, the figure of speech used here is hypophora or antipophora. It's a technique of raising a question and then immediately providing an answer to that question. So finally students, we have discussed everything that you need to know from this poem. I hope you have been benefited a lot from this poem, student. So our last request, if you find this video helpful, if you find this content helpful, then don't forget to subscribe, share and like our videos. Press the bell icon in the YouTube app so that you never miss another update from this video. Have a nice day students. Goodbye.